Welcome everyone back to the UK Journeyman Save. In today's episode, we have two big games. We have a Community Shield match against Arsenal, where we'll get to see lots of our new signings. And then we have our first Premier League game of the season away to Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Obviously, last episode was I call it a transfer, I would maybe not call it a transfer special, but a transfer video. I think they've actually added something new, ins and outs. Oh, I think this is whilst the transfers are going on. But yeah, if we go to the transfer history, we've not done a lot. We've signed 4 players. We've only spent 25 mil. Obviously, some of those players came in counting under the last season's budget. But for the most part, yeah, we've not spent a lot. 27.5 million in, and as you can see, 69 million out. That's it. So really, it is mostly just players going out. We've only really had the one big sale. We already replaced him with a starter. So, yeah, I guess it gives us a bit of a free hit because obviously win or lose this really makes no difference. It's just nice to win another trophy. But it gives us a chance to see the new boys. Carrito is going to miss out. He is one of the new boys. He's going to miss out. He picked up an injury in training before we got to it. But this is the team we're going with. Everyone else is fit and ready to go. We got Torres in goal. Back 4 of Malik, Estrada, Pearson and Patrak. Jude Bellingham making his debut in midfield along with Paris and Goma. Jakob on the right. Ben Seeger. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Ben Seeger? I don't know. Ben Seeger on the left making his debut after joining on a free. Paddy Moore, our main man up top, the big boy. And he's obviously partnered with Alberto Garcia, who is had a bit of a slow start, but definitely is picking up now and looks like he could be the striker that we needed alongside Moore. We got Demoulier, Marty, Van Hecker, Tor, Charles, Guillem on the bench, Mora and Gray Guillem, obviously one of the new boys as well. Everyone else here last season, I think obviously we talked about it at the end of last episode, but realistically I think we probably need a centre-back. We probably still need a striker. So we are still very much in the market for that as these episodes go on. Whether we just look for a sort of a second choice striker rather than a first choice, a second choice centre-back doesn't really help us because we've already got Van Hecker, we've already got Malik Tor. So really we need an improvement at centre-back. Whereas for striker, we can probably just take a second choice this season and go from there. Obviously the goals this year are to get back in the Champions League. We are continentally in the Europa League, which is obviously a step up from where we were last year, which was Conference League. We won that. We've already won the FA Cup. We won the League Cup. We did a cup treble last season. So this season, we'll go a little bit quicker. We're not going to cover as many games per season because obviously we've already done a full Premier League season. We've already done our Europe as well. You know, we've already done Conference League. We showed that quite a bit. We showed a lot of FA Cup, a lot of League Cup. So the only game we maybe would show on the Cup side is the finals. Now we don't need to show you FA Cup, League Cup semi-finals. We can do all that off camera. Europa League we'll show a bit more of because it is interesting. So it's really just going to be Premier League and Europa League this season. But like I say, Premier League, we've done 1.5 seasons now. We're not playing anyone different. We're kind of playing the same team. So it's going to be somewhat focused on the Premier League, but also Europa League this season because it's something a little bit different. And obviously we want to try and win the Europa League because that is a route back into the Champions League. And obviously top 4 is the main aim, is to get back in the Champions League. But if we can't do that, or top 5 even, then I guess the next best thing we can do is win the Europa League, which would also get us into the Champions League. So a few different routes in there, but the Europa League is about probably not as easily winnable as the Conference League was, but it is still quite a winnable game. And we do go 1-0 up. Jakob finishes off an effort. It was bouncing around the box. Why did I call him Paris Ngoma? It's Patrick Ngoma. I think I called him Paris Ngoma because we signed him from PSG. So for some reason his name is Paris to me. And I think is he French? I think he is French. He might be African actually. I thought he was French. No, he is French. He's probably just of African descent. But no, he is French, so for some reason I honestly think he should be called Paris Ngoma. I think he should change his name. I don't know if he's from Paris, but he played for them, and he's French. So to me, that's Paris Ngoma, and I actually think it rolls off the tongue a lot nicer. Is there not a Paris? I think there's a Paris Ngoma in real life. Oh, Garcia rises like a salmon. Unfortunately, it does hit the bar, or the post, sorry, and does go wide. But yeah, we're looking good this game. We've been in decent control. One thing we've normally been good at is scoring, and one thing we're normally not very good at is controlling games and not conceding. But we're looking a little bit better in this department. It's nice to see Bellingham is getting off to an okay start along with Benziga. No one's really having a poor start. And yeah, I mean, it looks like we're just pretty much controlling the game. Now, obviously, we don't know how much of a first team this is from Arsenal. We don't know how fit they are, so we won't read into this too much. I wouldn't say it's a friendly, but it's kind of not a true proper fixture. I think obviously teams do tend to rotate a bit. Paddy Moore makes it 2, Patrak with a good assist. But look, overall, I don't think we've got a weak position in the team now. I think that second centre-back position next to Estrada is probably the weakest, but Pearson doesn't show up star rating as good in that position, but looking at him physically, like, he's got all the attributes to be a good centre-back. It's just for some reason he doesn't show up as good there. Obviously, people who know Football Manager's stats better than I do might be able to tell me why he doesn't show up as good there. But for me, I think he's as good as a centre-back as any. He didn't look very good there because he'd just been done in. But he was 2-on-1, so that's really more everyone else's fault. So I can't really blame it on Pearson. The game's highlighted him as being at fault. So I guess it maybe is his fault. But yeah, I mean, we identified it as probably the weaker of the two centre-backs. So it is 2-1. Mikel Arteta is still Arsenal manager. But we are leading the game. Again, if we could win this, that's another trophy in the bank. That'll be 4 trophies in 3 years, which is a very good return. But obviously, we're only just getting started on year 3. And really, it could be 4 trophies in, realistically, not even a full 2 years. Because we joined in January last season. That's half a season, if that. Then we had 1 full season, and we're only just starting this season. So our games, our seasons to... full seasons to cup record is looking very good. We've had 1 full season and we're on course for 4 trophies. Now, obviously, we didn't win anything in the January because we were pretty much out of everything by the time we joined. But yeah, we second season when we were in charge, we've built our squad. We're going a lot better now. Moore and Garcia just playing a little bit of 1-2 between each other, but it is a debut goal for Elise Benziga. He gets on the end of it. Garcia, eventually, one of the two decided to put the ball in the middle rather than just passing it around the edge of the box. And he does finish it off well to make it Man United 3, Arsenal 1. And this is obviously, the other good thing is this gives us really good momentum going into our first league game, knowing that we've come up against an Arsenal side. And you know, we've been the much better side. Obviously, it's not too far away in terms of the scoreline. It's not, yeah, we're not miles behind, but we've definitely been the better side, which is good to see. Patrak getting down the left-hand side again into Benziga, who has options, and he doesn't take it. He's looking a little bit... I know he scored, but Benziga looks a little bit like he doesn't know the system yet. And obviously, it's going to take a few games for the likes of him and Bellingham to really get up to speed. That's a great ball over the top to Moore. Can he finish it off? He should have done. He really should have done, but he doesn't. It remains at 3-1. But that was, I think, Benziga with the ball. Bellingham, yeah, I think obviously him and Benziga, it'll take a little bit of time to fully learn the system, get used to their 2 new teammates. In about 5 or so games, they should be, you know, looking a lot more like the real deal. But 60 minutes on the clock, we will make a sub and we will bring Guillaume on for his debut. We're retraining him. He's a 20-year-old wonder kid. We're retraining him to play DM. He's like 6'4" or something. He's more than capable of playing defensive midfielder. He's a big boy. He can tackle, he can mark, and he's very creatively very good. So overall, just a very good player to have in the middle. We need to get him in. We need to get him involved, and he's definitely someone I want to see involved. I don't know whether he'd be better as a box-to-box or a deep line playmaker. I'm thinking box-to-box because he's just he's naturally a number 10, which I think is very odd for a 6-foot odd player to be a number 10. We'll bring Chris Gray on as well for Paddy Moore. We are a little bit light on options. We'll bring Mora on the left, and we'll bring Marty on the right. And we'll bring Malik Tor on at left back as well. I don't know how many subs you get in the charity shield, community shield, whatever. I think it's 5. I think it's the same as a league game, but I guess I'll take a look after this highlight to see if we can bring any more players on. But it's looking pretty comfortable for us now. We just need to make sure we don't do anything too daft. We also don't want players being absolutely knackered before they go play Chelsea, because ultimately that is the more important game, is winning that league game to get us off to a good start. And it's going to be a tough one. Chris Gray nearly goes close. Chris Gray's one of those where his potential's getting worse and worse every season, but every time I bring him on, he does all right. Like, he never looks that out of place, given that he's like a League 2 level player. He never looks that out of place. Can we make any more? So, we get 6 subs. Well, that's all right then. I guess what we'll do is we'll take off Garcia because he's injured for Charles. And I guess we'll just chuck Whelan up top. I know he's retraining to play defensive mid. But as a number 10, he's probably naturally closer to a striker. So for the last 5 or 6 minutes, he's a big target man. This is a very weird front four now. We've got 2 number 10s and a youngster. Jakob definitely carrying the burden here, and he is absolutely thrashed as Jakob. But overall, we've done really well, and honestly look like the much better side. Now, hopefully this isn't a highly rotated Arsenal side, but looking at the names, it doesn't look like it. So another trophy. We don't need to watch the celebrations. It's the Charity Shield. It's a glorified friendly, really, but buzzing with that. It gets us off to a good start, good momentum, and it's another trophy in the bag. So let's go get ready for our first Premier League game of the season. And one thing to note, didn't even notice this, we've entered the Hall of Fame. All I've won is a couple cups, but we're in the Hall of Fame, the English Hall of Fame. There we go. There's some real information on me if you needed it. I don't know where is the Hall of Fame? Where do I see it? Because that's my managerial stats, which is lovely to see, but I want to see the Hall of Fame. Where the hell is the Hall of Fame? Is it in here? There we go. There I am. So I'm 11th worldwide. I can't be 11th. No, I'm not 11th worldwide. I'm miles behind. No, I don't want to see the women's one, just the men's. Is John Arisa managing the women's team? Yeah, he is. That's very interesting. Is he doing that in real life? I kind of... Oh. Are they related? I don't know. Jan Sommer? Yeah, so maybe the green ones are like what's happened since the game started. Yeah, I would think so. So if we go to here, so we've got 549 points. Obviously, don't forget, we won a couple of cups at Limavady in Mansfield as well. So we won a Northwest Senior Cup, a Championship, which was the second tier. This was like a local cup thing. We then won the Championship and League One with Mansfield. We've won a Community Shield, an FA Cup, a Carabao, and a Conference League. So if we do it by that looks a lot nicer. So yeah, we've kind of got one of each, so we really want to keep adding to it. But I guess worldwide we're still quite a way off someone like this who, I mean, look at him. Wow, won a lot in Brazil. Yeah, obviously Pep, number 1, makes sense. Still kicking it. I think he's actually not got a team at the minute. If we look at Pep. Yeah, he's a free agent. Could we bring him in? Wouldn't this be something? No, he doesn't want to join us at all. He wants to be a manager. Fair enough. So where is it? So we're 21st in Europe. So we're honestly getting closer to that. Or actually, maybe we're not. Maybe that's just the gap. It just shows you more. But we are the 9th best manager in England. Officially, in England, we have done more than Ancelotti has. He won 1 Prem, an FA Cup, and a Community Shield. For some reason, I overtake him. I'm not sure about that. I don't think a League Cup, an FA Cup, a Community Shield is better than a Prem, an FA Cup, and a Community Shield. I would rather take the Prem over the League Cup, but I suppose my Championship and League One push me above. So I've got not too far off catching up to Klopp. I think we can get, well, we won't get anywhere near up here. Obviously Ferguson, best manager in England, but yeah, I guess for English managers though, I'm actually the best English manager ever, which is amazing. Tom Cleverley's doing bits with Celtic. Well, some bits. Paul Cook. What's going on here? There must be better England managers than bloody Paul Cook. Graham Potter, who won the Euros with England. Oh, he deserves to be on there. Harry Redknapp, Keith Armstrong. This seems wrong. There's no way that other England... Where's like Roy Hodgson? And he must have won stuff. Neil Warnock's got about 10 championship promotions. He must be on here. But for some reason, we're the best English manager ever. So I'll take that. Craig Harrison, former Hartlepool manager. Won a lot, pretty much the league every season. But yeah, there we go. So I love that. I don't know why it doesn't show 2 teams, though. It only shows 1, because we did win stuff. Well, with Mansfield. I'm not sure why it's showing the Limavady stuff. Oh, I guess it is because... Yeah, I guess it should be 3 teams. Anyway, we've looked at this for far too long. Let's go play Chelsea. So for our second game of the episode, we have our first Premier League fixture of the new season. We're going with the same 11. Carito's still going to be out for a few more weeks. So we go with the same 11. Everything's good to go. Everyone's fit and ready. Garcia obviously picked up a little bit of a knock, but he is good enough to continue for today. And obviously we got off to a really good start against Arsenal. We were much more defensively sound. We scored 3 goals. So hopefully we can back that up today. We usually do struggle a little bit against Chelsea. They're definitely one of the teams we have struggled against in the past, especially Ben Doak on the wing. He is often a thorn in my side, but hopefully we can limit him to few chances, and that's a good start from Paddy Moore to let him know he's in a game. Honestly, a draw today just to get us off to a point isn't the end of the world, but our 3 points would be huge. Would really set a marker down for where we expect to finish this season. Obviously, it's not going to be decided by the first game, but getting off to a good start always helps. Anyway, Ngoma plays it to Garcia. Lovely one-touch play back to Ben Seeger this time, but unfortunately can't apply the finish. But that was good play from us. Nice quick passing, direct work from Bellingham. That's really what we've signed him for, because I guess the thing with Shea Charles is he's a bit more of a defensive midfielder, whereas Bellingham's got a bit more quality going forward. Didn't really show it there, but like I say, it's probably going to take a couple games for him to learn his teammates, get to his best. But that's a good ball to Paddy Moore from Bellingham. Swung in, and Garcia's there. I think we don't need another striker. I think Garcia is going to come good. It took him a long while to get going last season, but he started to come good once we brought Kanisa in, and we took the pressure off him a bit. He grew, he got better, he had a bit of a rest. And then we brought him in for cup competitions and things like that, and he was often very good off the bench. He's starting to improve, his stats are getting better, and all of that means now he's going to be hitting the back of the net more often. And he's done that. One thing he was not doing last season was scoring. Every other part of his game was fine. He was getting in there. He just wasn't really, wasn't applying the final touch. And that was great defensive work from Estrada. Another one who, like we say, we signed last season, or was it in the January when we first joined? He might have been, actually. I think it was my first signing. Did obviously take a little bit of time to get going. But once he did get going, he's definitely one of the best players now, and he is tipped to be one of the best centre-backs, and that's good work from Pearson just to stay with his man and put him off in the end. He was offside anyway. But I think the main thing we had with the centre-backs we did have when we had Tor, De Ligt, was they were just too slow. They were getting beaten over the top far too often. We've seen there, Chelsea have tried it a couple times, and we've been able to withstand it. And again, it's another good cutout in midfield. Defensively, we're looking a lot better, and Jakob now has space to run into, options to either side of him. Going to keep going himself is Jakob, and it's a decent effort, tipped onto the woodwork by the Chelsea goalkeeper, and it goes out for a corner. This is definitely a good contest. But I think we're standing tall as the better team so far. Hopefully we can get more than the one, because obviously as much as I do think we're looking better at the back, we are still a little bit suspect to conceding a goal, and that's the last thing we want. But yeah, whether we're in a title challenge or not, I guess we'll just kind of probably judge that when we're 10, 15 games in. But or whether we're worthy of being in a title challenge, I guess, is more the question. Past seasons, around 80 points has been enough to win the league, which honestly is not a lot. It's definitely gone down in these years since Klopp and Pep have left. The gap. Oh, that's a horrendous mistake, and that's even worse from Jakob. He's just got to put a touch on it. He's not got to hit it so hard. It was a horrendous move from the goalkeeper. Played it straight at the path of Jakob. It's an open net. He's just got to place it in, basically. And he's hit it over the bar. That's really poor. That's a great ball over the top to Stapayev. We did say his pace was looking dangerous over the top, and this time it did catch us out. Gannon Doak with a great assist. Unfortunately, that has been coming. We've kind of dealt with it for the most part, but that time we really didn't. Poor from Pearson and Estrada. They've got to be better players there and just stay with their man and make sure that ball at the top doesn't happen. But it does level the game up, and that miss from Jakob is looking worse. Once again, Ben Seeger, Bellingham, not having the greatest of halves, but we've got to give them a little bit of time to adjust, a little bit of time to get used to their new teammates, their new system. It's not going to be an instant impact, and the worst thing we can do is take them out the team, because they need games to learn the system, to learn their roles and all that. So we already saw the goal from Ben Seeger. We saw what he could do in the Community Shield, so I'm sure he'll come good. Bellingham, obviously, we could still do with seeing what he's really all about. We've obviously spending a lot of money on him, and perhaps maybe this right-handed side of the midfield doesn't suit him. Maybe he'd be better off as the deep line playmaker. Maybe Patrick Ngoma would be the better box-to-box. But I guess we'll see as we go. But it's another ball over the top. This time Pearson deals with it, but he puts it straight back to the path of him. And Stapayev again gets through. This time doesn't really get close enough to the goalkeeper to pull out too much of an effort, and it's a good save from Torres at the least. Doak is injured, which I love to see, because he's, like I say, he's the normal thorn in my side. Oh, we've given away a penalty. Pearson's looking like a bit of a liability this season, because he was at fault for this goal, he was at fault for the goal against Arsenal, and now he's just given a penalty away. And we've been on top, we've been the better team. Hopefully Torres can get us out of jail free card. But Pearson, we definitely need another centre-back. That was a good penalty. Stepayev makes it 2. And this is really disappointing. Or Sapayev, should I say. This has been really disappointing because we've been the better side today. But we've just not scored enough. And again, we're just subject to too many goals conceded. And that is, I guess, the issue that's plagued us ever since we really had this save, is that we just concede too many goals. But I'm adamant this attacking lineup is the best way. Maybe we should be more pragmatic, but we're improving season on season, so I just think we need to get better centre-backs in. That was disappointing, though. That was disappointing. That was a disappointing set piece as well. Estrada's honestly got to do better there. Jakob's pretty tired. The problem is we don't really have a good replacement for him. I guess Mora can come on. And I guess we maybe swap them round and see what Ben Seeger can do on the right-hand side. Patrak's looking pretty tired as well, so we'll bring Marty on. We'll do a double change there. Hopefully bring a bit of life into the side, because we are, again, we've been on top. We've probably been the better side. Obviously you've got to take their XG with a grain of salt. Once you get a penalty, it throws out XG altogether. If anything, I think penalties should be exempt from XG, because it just ruins the stat a bit when you just get 1 XG added to you. It doesn't really tell the tale of the game, because penalties are their own thing. And we are once again too slow at the back. And they're just able to play through us. I don't know who it was that time. I think it was Estrada. Just not quick enough. We need some more physical, quicker centre-backs, because we're getting caught out at it again. When we play the good teams, they've got these ridiculously fast players, and we just get caught out. And this time it's a set piece. Thankfully, no header, no handball this time. We will make a change. We'll bring Shea Charles on for Ngoma. We don't really have another good option. I guess we'll have to bring Malik Tor on for Malik on the right-hand side as well. But yeah, we could definitely probably do it with another fullback as well, but we probably don't have the money for all of that. So we're still in the market for another striker, but whether we'll be able to find one, I don't know. We're obviously still in the market for a centre-back. That's going to be even harder to find. I think if anything, we'll probably be able to bring in a striker. I've earmarked one, which if it comes off is pretty crazy. He's getting a bit on now. That's so poor. They're just taking the mick now. He's just Rabona crossed it into the box, and he's beaten his man in the air. That is shocking. That is so bad for him. But we looked so good in the first half, and we've just absolutely thrown away. It's been disallowed for something. Handball. All right, okay. He must have handballed it on the way in. It didn't look like a handball to me, but it was given. Guillem's going to come off. I guess we'll just bring him on up front for Garcia. And actually what we'll do is chuck him on the right-hand side and chuck Ben Seeger up top, because Ben Seeger is not done too much today on the wing. It's been a disappointing performance from him. But overall, we've just really let ourselves down this second half. Just some poor defensive work again has just put us behind. And like I say, we've been the dominant side, but probably not created enough goal-scoring opportunities today. Do we need a new goalkeeper? Because what is Torres doing there? It was a floating header from Colwell. But again, we're not winning our set pieces. I feel like we've been hard done by today. We beat Arsenal. We were much better than them. We were honestly better than Chelsea today for the most part. But first half, we were much better than them. Second half, they were much better than us. And they've had scored from a set piece, 2 set pieces, and a ball over the top. So it is what it is. I honestly think we weren't that bad today, but no one else has played, so we go rock bottom of the Premier League. Really unhappy with that. It's not the start we want. And again, it just shows there's definitely a gap between us and the top teams where we just cannot not concede. And it really hurts to say we may need to look at the tactic and think of something different, because At the minute, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I don't know where we'll come back for, really. I guess Arsenal's probably the next biggest game. So I guess we'll come back for Arsenal. We may even do things where we play one game, then play some more off camera and come back. We might do Arsenal, then come back for Mansfield or something like that. So you never know, but I think we'll come back for Arsenal. So we play these games off camera. We'll come back for Arsenal or something else. If something else happens in between, then I guess we'll come back for that. But that's going to do it for today's episode. A mixed bag, but I'm sure we'll turn it around once we start to play other teams. We'll get some players in. We'll get the team firing. I think we're a good side. Season preview, I never even looked at. Media prediction, sorry. They're predicting third. So there's really only Chelsea who are better than us and Liverpool. So maybe it makes sense we lost to Chelsea. It's just a tough start. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll come good. I think we'll get top 4 this year. But that's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all for more of the UK Journeyman very soon.